Richard Jewell tells the story of Richard Jewell. It is a film directed by Clint Eastwood based off the true story. This movie has fantastic acting. It's definitely an acting showcase for the whole cast. The whole cast does a really great job. This movie is about Richard Jewell. He is a failed police officer turned security guard who, with an overzealous love for authority. You know, he wants to be a cop. He respects police and all forms of law enforcement with unwavering certainty. However, during a concert during the Olympics in the 90s, he sees a suspicious package, and he, being the overly cautious, person he is, he treats it like a serious threat, while everyone else kind of just goes, nah, it's just a backpack full of beer. And, he ends up saving a lot of people's lives when the bomb goes off, and they've already sort of pushed everyone away from the explosion. So he becomes a hero. 3 days of adoration turns into hell when the FBI don't have any leads and they think he is the culprit. So they come after him with the full force of the might of the US government. It becomes a sort of harassment campaign, them trying to trick him into confessing, and he's only able to fight back because he knows a lawyer from a while ago. So the movie does a really good job of it's more of a character study. It's a bit bad in the pacing department in the middle because Richard Jewell, he's a sort of a people pleaser, kind of like if you walked up to him on the street and said, "Oh man, can I have $5?" he'd probably give it to you just because he's a nice guy, especially if you're a police officer. But even if you weren't, he would, he's a people pleaser. He's like "Oh sure, buddy, pay it forward," and this takes place in the 90s as well. So, the movie does have really amazing performances, mainly from Sam Rockwell as a lawyer, and his friend, Richard Jewell himself, played by a newer actor who took the world by storm in I, Tonya. And of course there's also Kathy Bates. The other big flaw of this film is that it gives a raw deal to Kathy Scruggs. She is a reporter who was able to glean a tip from an FBI agent. She ran with the story, and that's what sort of blew up the media shitstorm that pooped all over Richard Jewell's life. If it wasn't for her, perhaps his life was not harassment campaign for however long. There are some differences in real life. The harassment campaign lasted 88 days, but the movie only makes it seem like around a month or two. And in fact, I think there was something else about oh yeah, the FBI in real life actually searched his house twice to just sort of, lay on thick the harassment campaign. And they didn't include, that in real life Richard Jewell would go on to countersue for defamation to all of the people that ever accused him of anything, and got lots of money for it. And he was like, it's not about the money, it's about the, clearing my name. But, money feels good. So overall, this movie does have wonderful direction and action. Very tense real-life scenes, but the acting is the real star here, and the trio of main characters is really good. The other big flaw I didn't like is that in real life Kathy Scruggs, she probably didn't do that to get the tip, but the movie definitely has her as this sort of ambitious, shrew-like woman. And it's even worse that it's played by Olivia Wilde, because lately she's been sort of knocking it out of the park by playing a domestic abuse victim turned vigilante in the movie A Vigilante in 2018, and then directing her own first film with Booksmart, a female-driven comedy film, and then to go backwards into a role of a shrewd, ambitious reporter lady who will do anything for the next scoop. Feels kind of cheap, and definitely not a good step forward for her career in terms of progressiveness. But other than that, though, the movie is really well acted. It's definitely a nice, riveting drama. Definitely one of the lesser known films of the year, and definitely enjoyed it a lot. So I give Richard Jewell an 8 out of 10.